OKFM 101.7.
On the line, Deputy General Secretary the March Yamanyuku NDC, Mustapha Gbandi. Mustapha Machi. Na boko die.
Na da radio ase.
Ya kasa ya na ache.
Ya ho pa. Agro die. Afon ya da. Ya said the 2024. The wind of change is blowing. The wind of change, you know. And could be a damn as my day and as a the additional data, last week,
Where do you mammo ya consusu? And one of the papers read about some Manasseh Addison Saki, our assemblyman or Tebribi, and not Tebribi water consume, our sound double as deputy NDC secretary water consume, or con campaign to retain his seat as the assemblyman of Tebribi, Ama wa drowning Ayanya Media. Majority matter as me, Yako.
Yes, sir. Family and party. Be an a bottom of the car. As a maybe a politics, a business, but a business. The greener a politics, not time I was telling that was the best service was a the details are not your medical now, so yes. You do really power 2024 at the assembly. That's what I know for sure. But there are not happening
now. No, me da orphan constituencies about NPP kwa 2 years. Orphan constituency there na chese NDC and the din hene e was our constituency ho. Na mampeni abedi akire who doubles as the flag bearer of the NPP say. Omo the best. Ama yesi ama MPs omo wo orphan constituencies no. Omo NDC for no wo muti keka ebi hu po. As a candidate omo yi omo no. Wo mo nye small league.
101.7.
Because I don't know election before. Majority of Nkofua, I think of contest to often constituencies, there were MPP. Government appointees, EUs, and presidential status. Almost Nkofua, our Antonia Kufa, the best as well, we use thank our wedding Shingana here. Nagana, and Maya Sabahe. Na uyi wo a wo bonga na fọwọ a anya ho ba do ngwa na ede so bo bo na ye bi etoso election wo ko ye ya wo sika chani ade ade na wo aban ni pay for a wo contest election because bi na wo mo ka kache but men ko an say ye wo afelo ye ni bi adanse say MPP sheda ko che sika na this ekwo akwa secretary for me at the kasa asebiu ekose omanteni ba kan kan ni na dana fujina ma no kwe ejina ma wo mu dache ejina ma Ghana enkan kwenti o tutu eska tanso ena yenim se aban ni mpenifu a wo mo nye sika nne obi wo na 2016 na oni ka akra oka ene we see a dying after tolerance users are all check because etini buffet madaligi then the panel be ko musia the little there o kuru only bi ayeso obi a wakobo boss a o de kwaya ware oye wi a na obi le dabe ifeni ye MPs no aye o parliament tani wo mo sore gina a wo mo ko tia kita senator ya abanwi eyina. And we are saying, don't show them import substitution bill. Nanka ye call the Bopa, no person, we are Ghana for. establishes scheme aid bribery and corruption. The MPs now are making sure that that bill is suspended. If a bra original said fighting for Speaker of Parliament, the unity with which they work, the process are all cool, are only 3 years. And after 2016, NPP won overwhelming majority of our seats. And we need 2020. By council ever say woman with about 7 seats. And a woman the electoral commission, any associate of police force, actually to the one and woman to their 5 and I don't say one. You mean and let MPP as a political party is not in existence. Now we are collapsing MPP and our one establishing an empire within the MPP. And the MPP people know that. And it is a clearance call that the MPP themselves want the party to go into opposition so that they can re-strategize and take their party from the Nanado gang. It is a reality, sir. Who bisa MPP near or yet to Chobuchua? Or the catch was a Nanado 7 years, 6 years, I'm on the Yabano. 1, it is not a style of MPP. 2, a good MPP anymore. And a party was washing their good. And you want the brain now, one more MPP. One more party, no opposition. Now, one more money, every party, no music in FIA Cabin. Currently, they don't have a party going into 2024. And see, we are not now, no, Omampinian Casano Sabu, Sabin Pediata. On card, the year, a year, a seminar, a bat and a seminar. Oh, the year, okay, and see, ignore that call from the president. If they are going to be our friend, now the Ghana for 8 years. Ghana for a share a million. Ghana for a million, but Ghana for Triaho Kapa. Oh, yeah, near the tre. Yaria, you and another Lema Ghana for a good Juma baby. I will see I have a Juma for one more Ghana, Casana woman to me. The number of good companies the brave, and the Oyawa Ghana for Kumlo. The time of the Nina Dikuja, and these people through parliamentary candidates are almost Celetia, almost so I can't, as I also can be a little bit Oyama Ghana for. We should ignore that conversation.
And one more, regardless of more Abamua, as you put it, no, woman, ya woman who are my pre MP. Mustapha Munsro Homo.
Yet again, a slow one messages MPP former appointee dear. One of the critical developments about what you said, there are people, a group of people they are inundated with unaccounted wealth, unjustified wealth. I won't cry. Some you offer will be to say. Since the other person can go to that MP, they are member working. You know, and majority of government appointees are more than that is the lifestyle they have. That is the credibility they have. The credibility that are quiet. Worker, they are not deserving of it. Omanpinya bedi tiyankasa Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. And now, the year wakunta. One election, one for the highest bidder. Vice President Etimitria upfront 81 million Ghana cedis 1 day are they paying to him.
And I say speculation, so.
I have speculation MPP4 and a better. I know couldn't secret a exchange for disciplinary committee. And yeah, MPP4 MPP4 next. One more call can you make. Now, one will to be in the midst of all of this, as the Kadudua will control our Wamubotum. Ghanaians are dying. Christmas are airbase. And for me, what I tell you, a mukra won't be trading on to me being top. Because it can't end it. And for the hospitals are, woman to me, and Yaya. a school kola ebeko school a wo phone to be nyeska na o ma to o niema. My own Ministry of Education actually, like I said, they are taking illegal money. The Ministry of Education wouldn't have caused people to take illegal money, but they have created a situation that the obvious way to go around that situation is to collect bribe or pay bribe. In the midst of these challenges, in the midst of the fact that one more promise say yeah, 1 year, in the midst of all of this, Ghana for cannot forget the pain they are going through. COVID area and Crawford and Crawford this year affirm. Now they then farm for benefited from COVID money. These are the kind of people how they call a parliamentary election. How the NDC goes through. NDC parliamentarians are coming with a clean hand and a clean heart.
But where do you say if we are going by the who can say one more accumulated unaccounted wealth that cannot be accounted for. And when you say wealth and you need not be the core primaries and be a car they targeted the main election.
Most of these people you are talking about in 2015 now and then they can pay bribe of 2,000 cedis per delegate. And you want to let these people come close to power of governance. They say I say not one would change physically, but they were conscionable Ghanaians. Woman said Ghana ye the kind of
okayfm.
but I'm be a bit twist here. Let me tell you, I hear for the twist here. Akufa the neighbor. A teacher for the twist here. Akufa the neighbor. A nurse for the twist here. Akufa the neighbor. Mokola market women and ma womu ye juma womu ejuma nyina say every twist here. Na na do anybody. Medical card that is said. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, when he said he will not be a president, the only motivation is that Nana the Bonia with Dietia Ghana for the NPP. Osro said the Ojama will be taking over. They will come against him. One for Bawumia so that he will control the party while they are in opposition. That is the only motivation. Akufo-Addo will do, Nana, His Excellency Akufo-Addo will do everything possible to make sure that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is a flag bearer. And we have a tweet here. One more call hospital, a woman yaresta, one between here. One more echo hospitals, a woman in your bed, every tweet here. One more and then one national health insurance. One more the call hospital and are rejecting. One more tweet here, the current setup within the MPP. I don't even call them the MPP. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Akufo-Addo Gantino. One more tweet here, 2024. So the NDC is not afraid because we have clear two policy guidelines. One is for the people, one is for Ghana. Obampenyi John Dramani Mahama comes into power or into government to the NDC over experience. What's happening? Why you be not Ghana for fee first? So today we have seen Abutre a couldn't be or say or be 24-hour economy. 24-hour economy in the simplest of definition is that there will be a conscious government policy initiative and as a direction for all people who are in the private sector, supported by sensitive organs of state to create the atmosphere. Ghana will be 24 hours. Yeah, Juma 24 hours. Nanka will company employ nipa mienua. Ebe employ nipa N9. Nipa 9 did you never two on the table. So Sika ebe will company num. Ebi ebe ko abayi fitum. Na Ghana is the fastest way to build every broken economy. That is what Ghanaians want to hear. and Mabuna, one more year school, unemployment, one more year demand, and another have failed to provide a single job in the last 6 years. One district, one factory would have provided jobs, they didn't do it. One village, one dam would have provided jobs, they didn't do it. 1 million per constituency would have assisted the people, he didn't do it. If wanting for food and jobs, then I chacha. So unemployment has increased. 24-hour economy will rebuild Ghana through import substitution. You produce you substitute what we produce with what we import. Now, Omanpenyin say, Oba be the eternal, and the big push. The big push didn't change him in the simplest term. They said, Juma dear be bear a buy a Koso, a guy that Omanpenyin Rollins Abreso, a Juma, yeah. Now, I could swab with guy. A Juma party fee for the mills are Benswa, everything in the Akufa Dubai, Omanpenyin Akufa Dubai, one wasso. Hospitals are with Mercedes and Siana, so are abandoned. Senior high school blocks are abandoned. Road network are started. Hospitals are abandoned. There's no need to start doing new things. Now, obviously, system, side money, and this are buying a banner tackle, and Sunday has a full here. That is the hope with which we are coming into government. Ghana will be a chuckling. Now we move the starting point 8 years, 9 years, now you their heart bleeds. Commander Sugar Factory. Now you are investing womb. Now no buy everything in there. One twice no more abandoned. Hospitals are Omanpenyin John Dramani Mahama starting here. Nanado buy wa abandoned or no yet agenda 111 and also crowd e kata. Enti Omanpenyin John Dramani Mahama ni NDC say one more bar and no ye. This is the source of hope for the people of Ghana. Enti e kata the wind of change. The wind of change is backed by hope of the people, restoring hope. The Ghana for are patient because we have an election. That is the only reason that because we are one Ghana for no, and now Parliament Finance Minister me under declare our debt obligation. A suspended debt payment would the count. The consequences are that in future you can't go to the market to go and borrow. When you under declare your debt to your people, you are dishonest. That is what Nanado and his government knows how to do. Yes, he has and Bank of Ghana. Echo take cash against parliamentary approval. And this is Kokan, and I say we here. Bank of Ghana governor and resign here, and I say up in the whole promoting. So if you have a president, one amuko IMF stamo kopebosia, namudi abese kuruna here. And amuni IMF kotra say ekwa apam say MPP government atisono. You will not sign onto any policy a very strict importation into the country because our economy is hollow that in the last 8 years, this government have collapsed more factories than it has built. And in line with the implementation of the IMF agreement, government should not restrict importation. Oh, sorry, yeah. 300 million. Then you are back again to come and restrict import when you don't have substitution for what you import. Which kind of government is this? Government are left and nobody right. Government are Ghana for right and nobody left. Nana do not buy no woman drink and cook maybe a Ghana for air. So these are some of the things that will bring the NDC to government and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Now, Mustapha no na. What say ya okofa 24-hour economy ba ye. The government in power will want us to understand say a 24-hour economy no kra na ade bi e wo kra dada a other sectors of governance a ye adwuma ama mekuo bi kra wo mo ye ma examples anti ajadan ye ade wanwan bi asa
every government in the last 2 weeks have regretted the kind of response Omodiama Ghana for against the 24-hour economy. I think that they have regretted, but just that they will not be honest and sincere enough to come and apologize. One, Upper East Regional Minister, the 24-hour economy. Ebema omone wamu said you into me and so why you more try now the Minister of State. You will know the kind of government you have. Now, the one that is even more scary is that the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, a person will be Ghana as a president. The response is that shore bars are working 24 hours. It is even dishonest. So if you have such a person as your president, he will encourage that you eat fufu in the middle of the night when you are going to sleep. He wants to kill people. Now, shore bars don't work for 24 hours. We have factories in this country, 24 hours. Radio stations, television stations, only few do not work for 24 hours. The rest work for 24 hours. But there hasn't been a conscious incentive and policy direction by government to make sure that you as a businessman, you know the government has a policy say 24 hours, and there are some motivational factors around it. One, say you have the assurance that Ghana police only about 25% to 30% and a human adult. About 75% go to sleep. And so what it simply means is that let's use 50% of our police in the night to guarantee security for every business that is running 24 hours. Who could be this car or let us ensure that we increase electrification throughout the 24-hour economy area. You see your grounds very well. And yet, be a street light in not a tune. Young cafe to be a factory 24-hour running. No, if you were producing 3 tons of let's say now we are 40 feet. If you were producing 3 tons, because of 24 hours, you can produce 6 tons per hour, and that's per cycle. What it means is that we will have enough being produced for the people of Ghana. What it means is that we can substitute Ghanaian produce for imports. Now, Yama taxes for those companies should be reduced. Yama incentives are companies are running 24-hour economy. Young Kase Obia all useful like a meter in the night. ECG would come out with a specialized metering system there. If you sign onto the 24-hour economy and you are producing and working for 24 hours, your cost burden is not the same as somebody who is not running on 24-hour economic government policy initiative. And this MPP for the woman chair here. The only reason is that they have lost, they don't have idea and they don't understand. They cannot declassify the 24-hour economy because they cannot initiate it in the first place. Number 3, Parliament there. They are going to do 24 BB of Obodin to substitute the 24-hour economy. Our answer is simple. The 24-hour economy is a game changer. And the Juma Ghana Megulu, and the Juma Ghana for and the Sika back and Kofobotum, and the Sika back companies, Ebotum, Nabayan Swanyabi. That is the assurance of the 24-hour economy. And the Abayan response is there. Yes, Obidi Mayor, The Kafano, their responses they give to the 24-hour economy, one would have thought that, okay, so let them embrace it and begin to implement in Ponianga the Oma copy. But their response is that turbines are working. So they are simply telling you that they don't have a clue that they ever solve Ghana for problems that will move. The wind of change, you know, coming. It is not the wind of change. The alternative is packed with ideas. The alternative is packed with commitment. The alternative is packed with hope. The alternative is packed with a message of prosperity. We can't be affair. It has not been able to offer a level playing field for businesses to grow, except businesses are Oporia Tadi Daso, Ananda, Akufa Baby Edaso. That business is the pet and a year in the last 6 years. In fact, and Krofua one another Kamani president. They collapse their businesses. We all know that the business people cannot come and talk. But we know, we are politicians, we know. That is the kind of government systems you have. And the wind of change is not being spoken by politicians alone. A Christopher and the woman to mean time. About busy, sir. Already, as on the Benantire campaign. When you finish with the partners, the members are suffering, their businesses are collapsing. The reality will expose you. The national chairman said, when you put a person of character without consistency, then you are jeopardizing the state of our country when you put the nation to such a person. It is not about whether you are a Muslim or you are a Christian. And Dr. Fuane, all of them are fleeing the country to abroad to go and find greener pastures. You think they will forgive this government? A teacher Fuane, one said that the licensure exams, because they don't have money to pay the number of teachers we have, young licensure exams in prevent most of them from passing to qualify as school teachers so that government will pay. They have forgotten that our villages still need teachers. In and those kids have parents that they will vote in 2024. Businesses are collapsing. The owners are still walking around. There is no businessman I have seen in the last 6 months who is not complaining. There's no businessman that I have come across in the last 6 months who is telling you that my business is going on. I just say, Oporia Tenipa, and answer, Akufa Dolipa, and answer, how can a president reduce our government to some of these things? So we are coming into government with full swing commitment to change the destiny of this country. And I believe, I have hope and I trust His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I trust in his credibility. I trust in his pedigree. I trust in his commitment. I trust in his humility in governance. I trust in the personality of John Dramani Mahama. He has been consistent enough with the people of Ghana, so Okan obey. When I have that option, I wouldn't go for Nanado's option. Nanado will not choose president for Ghana. He doesn't have that right. He doesn't have that power. Ghanaians will choose their government going into 2024.
Then question I mean, Honorable Ahmed Ibrahim. I just want to be say no. Yeah. Ma mimbisa bi o say. Is it abana ye no tintin say their minority NDC ebeka bia no. Say ye papa kra on fa because eba shine no animunyam no it will not be registered in abani dimu na mum dia wodin susua ne baaye and then bia na Ghana for kra kwadwen say the minority NDC eni mamambu no so enimubu ewo better solutions chen abani ntina se bibi ni na se mudin susua de ba abani ya adamant to accept and apply now so betwe yan bekobeba no na what the minority said na no ana ya ba bisimo ayedi ejuma
I don't know there who said you were abamu in 2015 2014 Ghana we also faced economic challenges. But how did His Excellency John Dramani Mahama resolved that problem. He called for the BIFNO Senchi call and Omina and Pennyfo, NDP, Pennyfo, MPP, Pennyfo, Ghana for Kukudam, a push out Senchi. And a woman tree one or we suggestions, and he said he had to be Abua Amagana Akonemin. Oman Penny, it's Excellency Ganado would have meant well. But maybe his vision for Ghana is not helping the people of Ghana. So when you are out of ideas, you honestly accept and call for consensus. Consensus building is good for governance. But the difference is that these people are not even honest because the government has centralized corruption. This is the first president in our history, in the last or for the first time, the second time, 1 year reshuffled that. What does it tell you? MPP Kobe Bebe, Juma. This is not a small political party. They've been in existence for a long time. They have people who are capable, and we know that. Nanadu says that he will not do reshuffle. 1, people don't get tired. 2, people don't get short of ideas. 3, he believes that what they started, they must end with it. They won't listen to anybody. But in the end, may come and no one them because Nanadu appointed 113 ministers. You can what? Eventually, he has consolidated some of the ministers. And then Zongo ministry, what in Kabin? They are creating Ama, a whole ministers, baby, and another be appointed. Fast work, they say, Omabedi Ghana, Pusika. The NDC spoke about it. One more in Tie. One more Babaye, E levy. Ye can ye. One more see. So Tio ya, E levy pass ya, a bejai. Ya, Onyadi, na. If he say, I'm buying a Bema is car, oh my, Kaya pass it, E levy ya. A bejuma. A choir, na, E levy, the Bema is car. You are seeing the outcome. When we warn government about banking sector cleanup, the way they are going about it, it looks more as if government is interested in collapsing people's businesses other than helping the businesses. One more, the end effect is that there was a haircut. The haircut, Mr. Nkrofo, Sabu, Abayin Akodiji Womusika, and Abayin Timintia. Haircut, Mr. Nkrofo, Womudi Womusika, Kototu, banks, Awamato Bond, Abayan Kodji scanning in a promises are Abayamano, Abayin cannot follow. Pensioners, Yajin, at the back of this, no. One more year, one more year, one more had haircut, no. And I want to be putting in a music in the bank. And I want to go to a pass here. A business is in the past, $1 million, over $1 million. There are others that they have not spoken about. So, who is collapsing the economy more than these people? They are not ready to listen to anything. I don't think I want to make opposition. They've messed up the economy as a result of arrogance. They've messed up the economy as a result of pride. They've messed up the economy as a result of lack of consensus and collaboration. The purpose of Ronaldo being in government was not to develop Ghana. I'm telling you. The purpose is to satisfy a long-standing dream, sir. He wants to be a president. His father was a president, so he must be a president. We've made him a president. We have seen the outcome. Ronaldo hasn't done anything. He won't do anything. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the longest-standing trainee of President Akufo-Addo. What you can best talk about Dr. Mahmoud is incompetence and lies, misrepresentation and lack of integrity. That is why you can talk about our vice president so shamefully. They don't realize it. And Abaye, who said, "You can't say easy reforms are on ye." Now, Omayen transparent and credible election. If you say on tie, and I know what I said. some people are planning violence ahead of 2024.
Mhm.
Mami ya the plan to me ko bon ko potu o te chimansa ko kun ko fo wedra and a ko bon ko potu wa ya so west wagon aya. On kese but the problem no one yen ko tackle na Ghana for him Tom. He's preparing the mindset of the system against fair and completely prepare for violence. But the truth is that 2024 election, this government would have no option than to do what is right. This government will have no option than to do what Ghanaians want. It is so obvious that Ghanaians don't need Nanado and his government again. But we must go for an election. And exactly 1 year, 2016, 2020 election. And then by this time of last year, we are looking at how to win the election. If, and then I would declare illegally some constituencies that were won by the MPP, they reversed it using military and police. So we are saying that today, going into 2024, the police administration must begin to engage all stakeholders of the election and give a clear roadmap of how we can avoid security lapses going into the election. If they don't do that, they will give political parties the option to prepare for the election by all means. We will not sit down as a government, as an opposition. Now, Yakopa soldier for the uniform at Siwamso. We respect our military so much because the strength of this country is best rooted in the military. We will not tolerate the reduction of the military into election task force. Sir, baby, you win the election, now could body. Declare. When you do that, the public will come after those people who will do that kind of crime. We don't call that violence. We call that a protest against an illegality. And the police will best give us a peace in 2024 if they begin to engage the public. They begin to give Ghanaians the assurance of all the security lapses that happened in 2020 should not repeat itself in 2024. At what point will the national security have a role in our election? At what point will the soldiers have a role in our election? At what point will the anti-robbery squad of the Ghana Police Service get involved in an election? We need to get all of these roadmaps clear going into the 2024 election so that we'll be at that. Now what that? But if you don't do that, and we have an electoral commissioner who have indicated by all standards that he will not do the right thing, that is going to be used by the government to declare an election forcefully in favor of the government. Look, what me share MPP for the binomo catch say, oh, Mubie, you himself about you ahead of 2024. But the EC they declare they should try that and they will see what will happen in this country. I can assure you that one. That is not violence. What me share MPP for? Then they tell you, say, oh, we know that our government is very unpopular. But if you will declare for Dr. Mahmoud Baomiyamu Pamonka court, NDC will not go to court again.
Mm.
We will settle the issue of the election at every polling station. Ghanaians will be more vigilant than any other security person they will send there. People will protect their votes. They will not leave it for the political party. They will protect their votes. And for the first time, Ghana for to Abanoma Shebrim. They say, the business of the police is not to go and aid perpetration of election violence. 2024, election violence was not perpetrated by political parties. It was perpetrated by the MPP, the police, and the military combined against the people of Ghana. We believe that the 2020 election was rigged. We let it go because of the peace of our country. The repetition of that will not happen again because political parties will have to prepare to protect their votes and to protect the ballot boxes. If the IGP does not sit enough to give stakeholders the assurance that the police are very clear in their dealings. Which type of uniform are they going to use? Is it going to be a lethal or a non-lethal election? The people that will deploy Wamodiako police stations, are they going to be weaponized or not weaponized? At what point that military vehicle, we should know, sir, they are under an operation to augment the security forces in terms of the police having a primary responsibility. If we are not understanding all of this, then the chaos of 2024 will be resting on the shoulders of the IGP and the military high command, backed by the president. So, NDC, our mind is very clear going into 2024. We will be law-abiding, will not be violent, but nobody will steal another person's goods. And no gang of the military, national security, and police force will go to any part of this country to misbehave. They will be resisted by the people. That we will organize against them. And they must know that without doing the right thing, the NDC will ensure that the MPP does not do the wrong thing.
Mustapha Gbandi. Yani Deputy General Secretary the match in Yamanyuko NDC Mustapha Gbandi ena atwetwe komai
OKFM 101.7